I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. Hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in UK test plus 542 by doing morning stretching. And if you participate in the morning stretching, that is at your own risk. We already learned it pretty good. Now we want to present down on one notable artists of Britain. And I have a second camera rolling, and I bet I try to do it now. There's a Thomas Gainsborough, David Allen, Joseph Turner, John Constable, John Penny again, and the pre-referees. Common Hunt, Danica Rossetti, and Sir John Belize. Pre-referees. And then goes on with Sir John Lavery, Henry Moore, David Mayerworth, the racer in the wheelchair, Sir John Lavery, Henry Moore, and John Petts, and Lucian Freud, and David Hockney, the last one. And then in the middle, why do I have always David Hockney, and David Allen? The pre-referees, Sir John Lavery, and then Henry Moore, and John Petts. Henry Moore and John Petts. Let's try it. Notable painter of Britain. There is, for example, John Constable. I wanted to start at the beginning. Notable painter from Britain. There is, for example, Thomas Gainsborough. He painted landscape paintings in portraits and that oftentimes in garden or landscapes. No, he did not do landscapes. Notable British painters. There is, for example, Thomas Gainsborough, and he painted portraits of people and that oftentimes in garden or countryside sceneries. And then there is John Constable, and he painted, for example, Dedham Vale, that is a vale between the border of Essex and Suffolk. And then there's, for example, David Allen, and he made a work called The Origin of Painting. And then there is Joseph Turner. He raised the profile of landscape painting. And then there is, for example, Sir John Lavery, and he painted the royal family. And there are the pre-Raphaelites. These are Holman Hunt, Danica Rossetti, and Sir John Belize. And they painted in colorful pictures in great detail, oftentimes religious and literary motives. There's Henry Moore. He made abstract bronze statues. And John Petts, he made engravings and stained glass. And then there's Lucian Freud, and for example also David Hockney. He was important in the pop art movement in the 1960s. And that is according to the Life in the UK Test Handbook, page 83. Now, I just now noticed we could have added there other things about artists, about art. There we could have said, maybe we're going to do it actually. The Turner Prize exists, as established in 1984. 4 things are shortlisted and been given out. And winners are, for example, Damien Hirst and Richard Wright. And all over the history of painting, during the Middle Ages, much was religious themed. But during the Protestant Reformation, much was lost. But there were families and people collecting paintings and sculptors. There were people who were working in the 16th and 17th centuries from the board, for example, Hans Holbein and Sir Anthony van Dyck. And where British artists became popular in portraits and landscapes, just listed. And there are galleries, for example, the National Gallery, the Tate Britain and Tate Modern, the National Museum in Cardiff, and the Scottish National Gallery. The National Gallery, Tate Britain and Tate Modern, and the Scottish National Gallery. Just the National Gallery and the Scottish National Gallery, and also the Museum in Cardiff, the National Museum in Cardiff. The National Gallery, the National Museum in Cardiff, the Scottish National Museum, Tate Britain and Tate Modern, Scottish National Gallery and the National Gallery and the National Museum. Okay, we don't really have the time for a second time if we mess it up now. You could do the offer. But maybe we're gonna add there also the poets, because we can't do a video about poets themselves. Okay, I'm gonna stop the second camera, but we're not gonna take the take we just took. Or do we do a second one? We're gonna take the take. We're gonna take the take, but we're gonna do a second one, and that will be one, not of British artists and a little overview of British history. So we're having one short one, just that, and then we're making a second one with part 1, 2 included. Now I know that we continue. I'm gonna stop the camera. And we have now just the other one running. If you're here to make now the other video, where we're gonna list again these artists, and then say also a little bit to the turnout price and the history and national treasuries in Britain, then you can come directly to the next video. We will do no morning stretching. If you participate in the morning stretching, that's at your own risk. We're having the legs standing a bit of the shoulder quite apart, and we're doing forward shoulder circles. So we're going back with the shoulders, up, in front, and down. And again, back, up, front, and down. And again, back, up, in front, and down. And now backwards. Front, up, back, and down. Did I say that was according to live in the UK? Okay, test sample. And one last time. Now we're breathing in and lifting the shoulders up. And out, letting them fall down. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. And the last time in. And out. Now the upper plucker. Breathe in and lift the arms up. And now reach high and pretend to take an apple hanging high on an apple branch, to turn it a bit around, and then to wrap it on. And the last two. Now we're doing the shift now. Legs are standing wide apart. We're having the arms up to a T. We're breathing in and out. We're shifting just to the upper part of the body over to one side. Again in, into the middle. And if we're breathing out, we're going to the other side. Again in and out. Again in and out. And breathe in. And the last time to that side, out. Again in. Out. And again in. And out, leaning onto our knees. And now breathe in. And out, bringing one arm. And shoulder front, breathe in. Shoulder back. And out the other shoulder in front. The buffalo fighting its hangover inside. And breathe in the shoulder back. And out the shoulder in front. And in. And out. And again in. And out the shoulder in front. Breathe in the shoulder back. And the last time shoulder in front. And breathe in the shoulder back. And out, we're hanging down. And breathe in. And out over to the leg. Breathe in. And out over to the other leg. Breathe it in. out we're coming slowly with a round back upwards, making it the top of backwards. And now our feet pointing to the outside. We're having an underlimb space between our heels. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And breathe out and we're sinking down into the garden pose. Place the elbows against the insides of the knees. And breathe in and straighten up back. And out and come back up. And breathe again in. And out and again down. And breathe in and straighten up the back. And out we come with the back up. And breathe again in. And out and again down. And breathe in and straighten up the back. And out another time up. And again in. And out into the garden pose. Now breathe in and straighten up the back. And out we're coming slowly in one straight line upwards. And the arms up. Next exercise, the seahorse pose. We have a good standing leg. The other leg comes with the heel on top of the knee of the standing leg. Breathe in. Do this only if you can do it without injuring yourself. And out we're sinking down. So there is the National Jewelry. The National Jewelry and the Scottish National Jewelry. The National Jewelry and the Scottish National Jewelry. Like the Grand National and the Scottish Grand National. So the National Jewelry and the Scottish National Jewelry. And then there's also the National Museum in Cardiff. The National Jewelry and the Scottish National Jewelry and the National Museum. And also the Tate Britain and Tate Modern. Out of the other leg. There is the National Jewelry and the Scottish National Jewelry and the National Museum and the Tate Britain and the Tate Modern. Ian McEwan, Hilary Mantel and Julian Barnes won the Booker Prize for Fiction. Ian McEwan, Hilary Mantel and Julian Barnes. Ian McEwan, Hilary Mantel, Julian Barnes. Last exercise, the legs are standing wide apart and we're breathing in. Out. Again in. Out. And again in. And out. Again in. Out. And the last round, breathe in. And now breathe in and close the legs. And out. That was morning stretching. I thank you very much and until next time.